Hey everyone out there. I've been thinking about making a YouTube video for quite a while now, but recently all I've been able to do is come up with reasons why I shouldn't or I can't. And so I was thinking about what kind of video to make. Didn't really know what to do. All I could think of were all the reasons why I shouldn't do it. And so I decided, why don't I make a video about that? So this is my video of all the reasons why I shouldn't start a YouTube channel, YouTube video, whatever, and why I'm doing it anyway. So the reasons I came up with are basically all out of fear. I'm afraid of what other people will think. I'm afraid of nobody watching or listening. I'm afraid that I won't do a very good job. I'm afraid it won't live up to my expectations. I'm afraid people will make fun of me. I'm afraid I'll fail even if I try my hardest. And these things kind of paralyze me. I mean, I'm afraid of wasting my time. I'm afraid of getting rejected. So last night, the reason I'm making this video is I was reading something last night that helped me realize why none of those reasons are good enough. I was reading a book by Tim Ferriss called Tools of Titans, and he talks about this thing called fear setting. Basically, what fear setting is it's defining your worst nightmare, your worst case scenario. Like if I do this or don't do this, what's the worst case scenario? And you also define the consequences of inaction. So what's the worst thing that's going to happen if I do this? What's the worst thing that's going to happen if I don't do this? And so he also says to ask yourself this question: what will my life be like in 1 year, 5 year, 10 years if I do this or if I don't do this? In the worst case scenario, it's probably me getting back to where I started not too long after I start. Maybe I have a little hiccups or it doesn't really pan out, but it won't take me very long to get back to where I started? The best case scenario, though, could be a permanent life change for the better. It could completely change my life and be, just beyond what I could ever dream it would be. So that's the best case scenario. By the way, you hear me kind of sniffling. All these reasons for not starting a video, not starting a YouTube channel. Like I said, I've had so many reasons not to, and at this point, I don't care anymore. I have so many reasons not to start, and I'm just gonna start anyway. Not let that fear paralyze me. And so I realized that all these reasons, like I'm talking about, all these reasons that I have for not starting, they're just excuses. I mean, I bought gear to upload YouTube videos, to make YouTube videos months ago, and I created a YouTube channel months ago, and I just haven't made any videos. I told myself that I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that, and I just never do it. I keep letting the fear, the uncertainty stop me, and I don't want to do that anymore. I mean, it's so much easier to do nothing, to procrastinate, to just not act on what I want to do. And that's because then I don't have to do the things that I'm afraid of. I don't have to do the things that make me uncomfortable. It's so much easier to just do nothing. And I realized, in the words of Jocko Willink, that's somebody I listen to a decent bit. I think he's got a lot of wisdom. He says, all your excuses are lies. I think that's true. All these excuses, all these reasons why I shouldn't start or why I haven't started yet or why I can't start, they're all lies. I'm lying to myself. I've been making excuses and I don't want to do that anymore. There's been a Bible verse on my mind for a while. Luke 16, verse 10. One who is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. And one who is dishonest in very little is also dishonest in much. For those of you who know me well, you've probably seen that I can be very perfectionistic. I don't do things unless I can do them very, very well, unless I can do them to a certain standard. And so I look at these little things in life, the little daily things, and I think that they're beneath me in a sense. I mean, I feel like I'm capable of so much more. Like, surely I can do better than that. Surely I can do more. That's what I think to myself. But they really aren't. They really aren't beneath me. Those little things. In fact, if you're like me, you've probably tried completely changing your life overnight, maybe even multiple times, and you just never stick with it. I think that's something that I've done so many times where I'm like, okay, I figured this out. I'm going to change my life. And I'm just going to change these 10 or 15 different things, and my life will be completely different. And it just never is because I don't stick to it. Because I'm trying to do way too much. And I realize that that's my ego. That's my pride that causes me to always want to do something big or important. That I feel like I want to be big. I want to be important. And so I have to do those things to prove myself. And the truth is, I'm really only capable of sustaining those little changes. Most of us are. That's why that verse about being faithful in little things is there. Because we're really not capable of that much all at once. We have these huge dreams. We want to do these big, amazing things. It really all boils down to little things. I mean, after all, our lives are made up of single days, which are made up of single hours, which are made up of single minutes, which are made up of single seconds. So all of life breaks down to seconds, to moments. The little things become the big things when you do them consistently. So I realized that I need to have the humility to do the little things that I often think are too easy or beneath me. Another author I really like is Jordan Peterson, and I listen to a lot of the things that he says. He's on YouTube, he's got podcasts, and this one thing he talks about, he says you cannot do the right thing unless you're willing to be a fool. Or a different way of saying that, you have to be willing to be a fool to advance, or you have to be a fool before you can become the master. Basically, you can do new things, you're going to be not good at them when you start out. And you just have to be willing to face that. So I know you're struggling to do the things you want to do, to take action, to improve yourself. And I'm right there with you. I mean, I've been wanting to do this for so long, and I just put it off. And I make all these reasons, I make these excuses of why I shouldn't or can't or won't do it. And I just need to do it. And we struggle to do these things. We struggle to take action because we know we're not going to be good at it when we start out. We we have to be willing to be a fool. We have to be willing to lower our standards. And it's okay to not be that good when you start out. It's okay to just do the little things that you're actually really capable of. And you'll grow, you'll learn, you'll get better. And that's something that I really needed to hear and to know, and something that I have not done a good job of understanding. I feel like I have to be perfect right off the bat, right when I get started, and that's just not true. So be humble enough to do the little things. I hope this is an encouragement to you. I hope that you'll join me in doing the little things, the little daily things, and who knows what can become of it. Uh, if you get any value out of this video, follow me and like, subscribe, whatever it is on YouTube or whatever, and just let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you get any value out of this, what I can uh, do more, what little things you need help with. Even if no one sees this or hears it, I'm still glad I did it. So until next time.